So our next speaker is Dara Quackenbush, who is a professor of public relations at Texas State University. She's also a strategic communications advisor, and she'll be talking about 2010, 2011 in the education and PR areas. Dara.
Thank you. Okay, so last year I started off talking about budget cuts at universities across the nation and saying so far Texas was okay. That's no longer the case. Preparing for the budget shortfall that we were expecting this year, universities have been asked twice last year to go ahead and make budget cuts. And now that the comptroller has said Texas has a $27 million shortfall, coupled with the article that the Statesman had this weekend that said folks were okay with cutting higher education budgets, public universities will have an interesting biennium, to say the least. And of course, that affects pretty much everything that we do in terms of our curriculum. Last year I mentioned students will increase use of Twitter and LinkedIn. I'm definitely seeing that. For the first time this last semester, the majority of my students, 75% or more, had Twitter accounts and were using Twitter accounts before they actually took my classes. And I'm seeing more folks get on LinkedIn at least closer to graduation, and they're more interested in figuring out how do we use LinkedIn in this job market. I mentioned also that we would see a little increase in video. That hasn't happened, there's just been a slight increase. We're still not getting students in this area involved in video very much, in video editing, but I still think that that will come around. And again, I think that we'll just see that the students are interested in learning more about social media. I mean, we've had our first student social media club chapter was launched at, the first one in Texas was launched at Texas State this year with UT following us. So, go Bobcats. The other area that will continue to grow this year is collaboration, particularly with games. They like playing with things and interacting with their friends. We're going to see more of that in terms of Crank and Angry Birds and anything that's going to be fun, anything that's going to be mobile, that they can take out their phone and start playing with and interacting with their friends. That's what they're going to want to do. But lastly, Farmville will still remain lame to this group, no matter how many Slurpees, Walmart gift cards, or whatever's branded with it. So, thank you. I hate Farmville. My students know that. It is evil.
I've never played it.